This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is the case of Jackson versus Johnson. You all are recently married. You married a man 10 years your junior, and you believe he may be playing games with your heart. Miss Jackson, please tell me why you're here today.
Well, Your Honor, our marriage is on the line.
Okay.
I think he's cheating on me.
Okay.
With his ex-wife and multiple other women. I've been holding back on sex from him for a while, you know, and I'm not gonna change my last name into Johnson until I find out if he's cheating on me today or not.
Mr. Johnson, sounds like you're trying to have your cake and eat it too.
No, Your Honor. I love my wife. My wife has always been there for me. She's been there for me through everything I've been through, and, you know, I've just been trying to do everything I can to salvage our relationship.
Okay. Miss Jackson, it hasn't always been like this. Tell me how you two met.
We got married 4 days after his divorce.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So, like, you went from one, So you got divorced, Mr. Johnson, on June 10th, and you got married June 14th?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, y'all ain't been married but about 15 minutes and y'all here with me?
It's just that after, you know, he moved in with me in October of 2018, you know, we was having some back and forth with his ex-wife.
Okay.
You know, she started sending me all type of sexual explicit messages. She's saying that, you know, Martez couldn't possibly want to be with me because of the things he said that, you know, he wanted to do with her.
And Ms. Jackson, you actually submitted your recollection of that text exchange between your husband and his ex-wife, correct?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson writes, "Can I come over? Want to blank your blank?"
No, Marty, I'm done with that.
Please, you know I love you. I want and need you.
Yeah.
And he's still having this exchange with his ex-wife.
Yeah, that's what she was telling me.
Your Honor, those
Mr. Johnson,
texts,
tell me about these texts that you sent to your ex-wife.
those texts were fake. All of those texts, she has an app that she developed, and she placed my number in there and screenshot it, and you just put in whatever you wanted to say or whatever, and she sent it to her. When she sent it to her, everything just went to hell.
And why would she do that?
I feel like she's bitter and mad about the divorce because she never thought I would do it. That's why I feel like she would do that.
Ms. Jackson, how long did it take him to tell you that he was married?
A couple of months. It was a couple of months.
You didn't lead off with that?
No, Your Honor.
Why not? Why would you deceive this woman, then string her along, only to, a couple months later, just drop the bomb on her?
Well, Your Honor, at that time, all I wanted was the divorce, and she said as long as she can keep the house where she was, then that's how that worked out. I moved out of that house. That was it.
All right, so it's your testimony that you are not having sex with your ex-wife?
Yes.
All right, that's the bottom line. Well, there's your wife's side, there's the husband's side, and there's the ex-wife's side, and she is here. Would you bring her in, Ron?
We'll go right up to the witness.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can you state your name for the court record?
Najee Johnson.
All right. Ms. Johnson, can you tell me about your relationship with Mr. Johnson?
Well, I'm the first Mrs. Johnson, but happily no more.
Okay.
I'm the mother of his 3 children. We met in grade school, and
You met Mr. Johnson in grade school?
yes, ma'am.
You've known him basically all your life?
Pretty much.
Okay, all right. What ended your relationship with Mr. Johnson?
His infidelity, his disrespect. I didn't want to put up with it anymore, so I left.
So how do you explain the text messages that we looked at?
He sent those to me. He told me that basically he wanted to get back, and I told him I was happy. I didn't want anything to do with him and to leave me alone. I didn't want anything to do with him.
When were those messages sent to you?
March of last year, something like that, and then he sent some more later on, but I don't recollect it at this time.
Those messages are fake
No, they're not.
because she knows I was in a relationship.
And I didn't care. I'm happy. You don't see me? I'm happy. I'm over you. That is done. I don't want nothing else to do with you.
So,
Zero.
Mr. Johnson, we do this every day. And let me tell you, when they fake messages, it's like, I'm gonna swing you from the ceiling, and it's gonna be more information on your side. Like, I'm gonna do this to you. Yeah, I want you to do that to me.
What else you gonna do to me?
And then I'm gonna do this. And then then tomorrow I'm gonna do that to you.
Well, won't your wife be mad?
I don't care about her. I don't love her no more.
Oh, well, if you feel that way, come on over.
I'm coming.
All right, what time are you gonna be here?
I'm coming right now.
See?
That's what it looks
That's
like.
what a fake text message looks like.
It's not this.
Are you still thirsty for your ex-wife?
Not at all.
Look at you.
Never.
Did you just say thirsty?
That's what it sounds like.
It does sound that way, and it does look that way from how she's presenting it, but she doesn't know anything about me. She don't know when I finish from it. She don't know
so
anything
full of
about
it.
me. No.
So, Ms. Johnson, do you believe
Same
that
text.
Mr. Johnson is cheating?
I honestly can't say, but I know what I put up with him. He cheated on me several times.
So why didn't you file divorce? Why didn't you
Because
file?
I'm busy at home with your children.
For 6
And I
months?
couldn't afford it.
So do you have any interest in Mr. Johnson?
Not at all. All I want is for our communication to get better with our children. We have very, very poor communication. I'm no longer the sugar mommy.
All right.
It's not
Thank
your
you, Ms.
choice.
Johnson.
What are you saying that for?
She needs to know your true nature. She
Okay.
needs to know how you truly are. I don't know.
I know for a fact.
Hold on. Ms. Jackson, when we started speaking with you, you said that you were not only worried about the other Mrs. Johnson, the first Mrs. Johnson, the ex-Mrs. Johnson, you also said that you believed he was with other women.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
I also found messages on his phone of him, I guess, texting his homeboys. I have it right here.
Ron, would you get that, please?
And so these are things that you found going through his phone?
Yes.
Boy, it's this sexy, blank, thick, blank sitting next to me all over me right now. Damn, I want her.
Get a blank, bro. You scared, blank?
And Mr. Johnson responds, already got her number.
So this is a text message you found in his phone.
Yep.
What did you say to him after you found this?
I asked him about that, and he said, I don't know how that got there.
So, it says you already got her number on here. Did you find out whether he got this woman's number?
Yes. I went through his phone, and there's a contact of him sending pictures of a white girl and him hugged up together to all his friends, telling them, this is a little thing I hit from time to time.
This is a little thing I hit time to time?
Yes, ma'am.
With this picture?
With that picture.
Uh-huh.
What is this?
Okay.
Okay, like, what is this? Oh, she asked to use my phone, but I thought you
Hold
contacted...
on, Miss Jackson, because, he's standing here solid. I want to hear what he has to say, because we've already used his fake. We already used his exes out to get him. So I want to know, who is Boo Thing?
Well, I was on my way back from Detroit, going back to South Carolina, and a female asked me, can she use my phone? It wasn't like how it seemed like. It was, she used my phone, she brought it back to me. When she brought it back to me, the number that she used, she saved that picture and that name in the phone.
Okay, so here's where I'm gonna catch you. This is what you testified to.
Yes.
She asked to borrow my phone at the layover.
Yes.
She gave me my phone back.
Yes.
Then she said, let's take a picture. So, and you took the picture. But you said when she gave it back to you, Boo Thing was already on there because you didn't know that she had done that. Somebody sitting there taking a picture, loading it up to your phone, you sitting right there with them, you don't know what's going on. Is that what you're testifying to?
I see her.
I'm
gonna ask the other Mrs. Johnson. Does this sound familiar to you?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Why does it sound familiar?
He told me about a woman before that he would go meet up with and have intercourse. And
She's
that's when I
lying.
officially
She
told
is
it
lying.
was over.
So was this woman Boo Thing?
I don't know who she was, but it was occasional. His thing that he messed with occasionally, like he said.
Wow.
I know I'm not.
Told me about this girl the other day, too.
So, Miss Jackson, you've been listening to all this. What's going through your mind?
I know if these results come back and it comes back as him, because I asked him over and over and over again, we gonna have a problem.
All right.
We gonna have a problem.
Well, Mr. Cutler, tell me what we got.
Well, I think we got a problem now.
Yeah,
You know,
I would agree with you wholeheartedly.
Ms. Jackson says we think we're gonna have a problem. I think we got a problem now.
We got a problem.
We found the hookup text in his phone where he says he succumbed to peer pressure and already got this girl's number.
Right.
So then we have the testimony of his ex-wife saying that this is consistent with his nature and his behavior.
Well, at this time, the court would like to call forensic voice analyst Guy Wolf to determine, is he cheating? Mr. Wolf, good day.
Good day to you, Your Honor.
How are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you. How about you?
I'm great. So this forensic voice analysis, can you explain for the benefit of the litigants how this works?
Sure. When you speak, you have AM and FM frequencies in your voice, like on a radio. When you tell a lie, the FM frequency goes away. I can then look at the algorithms on my computer and I can determine where someone is being deceptive.
And this is involuntary. It's not something you can control.
Correct. It's controlled by the central nervous system.
It's not something you can hide, not something you can fake.
No, sir.
All right. Let's take a look at the first question you asked, Mr. Wolf.
Have you had physical sexual contact with the white woman you met on the bus and took a photo with?
No.
What did the forensic voice analysis determine?
The voice analysis determined that he was being truthful, Your Honor.
All right.
So we can scratch boot thing out.
You can put a check in that box.
All right.
Nothing going on there.
Now, let's take a look at the next question you asked, Mr. Johnson.
Since you moved in together October 6th of 2018, have you had physical sexual contact with anyone other than Miss Lakisha Jackson?
No.
What did the forensic voice analysis determine?
The voice analysis determined that he was being deceptive, Your Honor.
Mr. Johnson?
I kissed the girl. The white girl.
The one on the bus?
Yes.
I don't even think it's her, and I don't even think it's a kiss. He's coming up with that because he's found guilty. It's something else, and it's somebody else.
And Mr. Johnson, you standing up here in this courtroom, you just dropped a bald face one. Because the first question was, have you had physical sexual contact with the white woman you met on the bus and took a photo? You said no.
And it says you were
And you were truthful.
So it ain't the
I
white girl.
don't know who it is. That's why I said I don't know. I don't know what that would be. I don't do anything with anybody. I'm
Okay. You know what, Mr. Cutler? Because this right here about to make me say something. So go ahead.
Let's take a look at the next question you asked, Mr. Johnson.
Since you moved in together with Lakisha Jackson October 6th of 2018, have you had sexual intercourse with your ex-wife, Miss Najee Johnson?
no.
What did the forensic voice analysis determine?
The forensic voice analysis determined that he was being deceptive, Your Honor.
What?
That's
How is
not
that
true.
possible?
There is
How is
no
that
way.
possible?
No way.
How is that
It's
possible?
You all were still married then, weren't you?
Not. Yeah.
What, yeah. Yes.
We didn't.
Yeah.
We didn't
Okay.
have sex.
So this is not like
Well, not a long
far-fetched,
time
like
ago.
some woman, off the street. This
I
is
can't go to Detroit, Michigan, come back to South Carolina without her knowing.
Okay, you've been to Detroit since you've been.
I have. Have I ever seen you? Besides court,
No.
have I ever seen you?
I cut him off. He begged to come
She-
home, and I told him, hell no.
This not making
Nope.
sense.
All right, Miss
It's not
Jackson,
making
what
sense.
is it that you want to do?
I don't know. And the only reason I'm saying that is because I love their kids. I love their kids. And I don't want to destroy that.
you know, we all have to look after our kids. I mean, that is what we do as parents. But looking after your kids doesn't mean you forget about you as a person.
I know.
You deserve to be happy. You all have been together for 5 years. You're engaged. You have 2 children together. And you have a wedding planned in 8 months. But whether that wedding actually happens depends on what happens here today. Am I right, Ms. Shippy?
Yes, sir.
Right, you brought this case. Tell us why.
Okay, well, I've been with my husband now for the last 5 years. We do have 2 children together. And my thing is this right here. If you're cheating on me, I need to know, because I feel as though he's doing it with his wingman, okay? I have my wedding book here today. This is a G, and it stands for green, but it will be an S, meaning a no-go if I find out that he is cheating on me today.
Oh.
Wow. So you're ready to get married. You already referred to him as your husband.
I am. I have the venues, I have the dresses. Your Honor, you can take a look at my wedding book if you would like to.
Right.
Like, I won't be spending any money. Like, we'll stop everything.
Let's see what you got in there. Oh, this is amazing.
Yes.
I want to come. Hey, I hope you're doing right, because I want to come to this.
She's got the venue. She's got the dresses.
We're going to have horses and wine.
Got the cake.
Cheese,
This cake is amazing.
and a nice barn, you know?
It's
Sounds
beautiful.
Great. Thank you.
Come on, Mr. Green. You can't be messing this up for everybody.
I thought about the horses.
You contributing the horses
Yes,
to this.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I have a
All
lot
right.
to do with that book, too.
All right.
And you want to be there for it, right?
Of course.
Because she says you may not be there for it depending on what happens today. What do you have to say about that?
Man, basically, I just have to say I'm ready to let her know how I feel about everything, you know, and let her know that I'm innocent. You know, the book doesn't have to go anywhere. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do as a man for her. I'm just ready to plead my case and let her know that.
I bet that there's some things you've been doing to try to catch him cheating.
Definitely.
All right, tell me about those.
Yeah, I sniff dirty drawers, old boxers.
She in the
if you
bushes.
would like. I'm in the, you right, of
You-
course.
She in the bushes, in the
Of
cut,
course,
acting like I
course.
can't see her.
Of course.
No binoculars, all her.
I'm not gonna be blinded. I'm not gonna be blinded in those women that find out 25 years down the line that their man done did them wrong and they didn't know nothing in the beginning, but I wanna know now. So we can just squash this now.
All right, what made you first feel like something has changed?
Well, you know, I can start with this right here. The receipts that I found.
All right.
In my closet. Now, they were dirty old receipts, and I threw them away in the trash can, but the one receipt that caught my eye was the one for $1,400 with the baby items.
A $1,400 receipt with baby items.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, I know we do have 2 children.
I was about to say.
But the dates don't add up. And if you don't mind, I can show you what I mean.
All right, step to the plasma.
When you say the dates don't add up.
The dates don't add up because they're not mine.
But you have 2 kids, and you're sure they're not for your kids.
I'm positive.
All right, tell me why.
Okay, we had our first son, Jordan, okay, April 4th.
Okay.
All right? Okay, but the receipt was dated June 8th for newborn items. Now, that makes my son 2 months, okay? Now, if I was gonna do my shopping, I would've did it March, maybe February, you know? But not 2 months after for infant baby clothes. And then on top of that, our second son, he wasn't even thought about until the first week of October. Because that's when I found out I was pregnant again with our second son. So it doesn't add up, Your Honor. And I feel like there's a mystery baby on the loose.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Shippy.
To be honest, I don't even know how I could spend $1,400 on just straight baby clothes. She says she doesn't see
Sounds
the stuff,
suspect.
but it's bassinets here, it's sleepers, it's clothes everywhere for both our kids. And I honestly feel like this may be a thing, and not trying to make her, you know, look sour or anything, but I feel like it's a thing that she might have went on a shopping spree without me.
Okay, but Mr. Green, here's the problem. A couple problems with that.
Yeah.
One, if she went on a shopping spree and bought these items, they'd be in your house. You'd be able to say, okay, you're accusing me of this, but here's that, here's that, here's that.
Yeah.
What Ms. Shippy is saying is she's got a receipt showing $1,400 worth of merchandise that's nowhere in your house.
I don't have $1,400 to spend on merely baby clothes, purely baby clothes. We have to keep the house running with bills and a whole bunch of rent and everything to keep kids.
So where did you see
yours?
All right, so what you're saying is the receipt fell into your pocket and then fell out your pocket into the floor. Is that what you're trying to tell us?
That's not what I'm trying to tell you, Your Honor. I'm trying to tell you I have nothing to do with this receipt.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Yes,
Well,
ma'am.
you may not have bought it, but did you give somebody or go with somebody and spend $1,400?
No, I have no secret babies. I have no secret shopping sprees, secret Santas, no secrets, anything. I really don't. You know, I have nothing.
Miss Shippy, so you believe he's conceived a baby with someone else, and that's where this money went?
Yes.
Have you seen or found anything else that makes you think he's cheating?
I did. He's a good deeder, you know, during the week, Monday through Friday, but weekend it's strip club time.
Oh.
With KJ.
Oh.
With KJ, his best friend, and you know, he tells me everything I want to find out. So, you know, hey, what happened? You know, where was y'all at? And he's a fool. I mean, he'll tell me everything anyway.
So his best friend is sticking with him too. So you got
because on the weekends, that's when they go out. And he's cheating on me with the homegirls they have, all the stuff.
Why do you think that?
Parties. I'm seeing them do couple nights at bowling alleys. KJ sees all this stuff. He sees me sometimes and he lets me know what I need to know about what it is that he's doing.
What is KJ telling you? Because that's pretty unusual for the best friend
I don't know
to
if
talk.
I should believe him really, you know, because I do understand, like, if he's really a friend, like, why would he even be
Exactly.
telling, you know, me
The
something
bro
about
code.
a friend? Yeah, but that's what he does. He tells me, and it's just like, I'm finding stuff, the friends telling me stuff. I know they're gone all the time. Something isn't adding up.
Your Honor, I can understand where she's coming from completely, but for the most part, it isn't even really the case.
So why can't we go chill on the weekend?
I understand, man.
Because what she's talking about is not
but what my problem is, I just feel, you know, on the weekend, I kind of just want to be with the homies. Like, I just want to chill and breathe because I feel like right when I get off work, I got to go back home to defending myself.
Well, let's get to the bottom of what this friend is saying.
Because we got your version.
Yes.
And we got your version. Maybe it's time to hear from the friend's version. And he's here right now.
All right.
Ron, would you please escort the friend in?
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Got both wrong.
Okay.
Sir.
All right, Chris. We will see, baby.
We can go right up to the witness. How you doing?
Good day, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good, sir. Having a good day.
Would you state your name, please, for the court?
Robert Taylor. KJ, that too.
I was going to say,
Copy
are you
that.
the talked about KJ?
They like to talk about me, you know, but we all good.
And you are the best friend of Mr. Green?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Me and Chris, I've known Chris for a while. But I also consider, you know, Kid to be a sister to me, too.
All right. Have you observed any of the things that Miss Shippy might have been doing to try to catch Mr. Green cheating?
Okay. Yes, ma'am. As much as I like Kid, you know, we were going to bowling alley one day, me and Chris, you know, we're getting out, and I'm looking behind a tree, And I'm looking, I'm like, oh my. So I just kind of stopped to try to tie my shoe because, you know, you want to be sure, see if somebody behind the tree, you want to kind of know who it is behind the tree. So I'm looking, I'm like, oh my, that's Kia. You know, I can tell specifically because her hair was brown. Don't be fooled by the color today, it was brown. You know, it was brown.
Miss Shippy, were you hiding behind the tree?
I was.
And the tree was little.
Oh, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
I thought he was just being, you know, hyperbolic about it, but
need
you
to
really
know.
are in the bush.
She was
I'm
physically
trying to get
behind the
married in the
tree.
next 8 months. I need to know something now.
All right, okay, so you see her behind the tree. All
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
Well, Mr. Taylor, let me ask you this. Are you his wingman?
Yeah.
Am I his wingman?
Yeah.
No, sir. I can never be Chris's wingman. We have two different lives. You know, Chris, married.
Well, almost married.
Almost
We'll
married,
see if
you're
they
right.
get married based on what happens today.
That part.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, okay, I got you, sir. Got you.
Yeah. But he'll be single just like you and the rest of your friends, too.
But you're not his wingman.
No, I'm not his wingman.
No, sir.
If we go out, I'm not influencing like, hey, Chris, they over there. You know, that's not my intention.
So, Mr. Taylor, Ms. Shippy mentioned that you mentioned to her that you've seen Mr. Green doing some things with other women. I mean, what have you seen?
Okay, well, yes, sir. Well, Kid, she's kind of convincing. You know, she caught me one day, she was crying. I'm not even sure if those tears were real. She's real convincing. She was like, I need to know. So tell me something about Chris. And I'm like, okay, you know, I got a good heart. I look at her as a sister also. So I'm like, well, you know, when you went out of town for your writing trip, you know, me and Chris' birthday, mine's right here. It's in March 22nd, 23rd. They're a day after each other. So I was like, yeah, you know, we did I had like a little party. And I remember specifically before that party, Chris was like, hey, you know, make sure you just watch out for him, you know, make sure I don't do anything. But I'm single, you know, and I'm at a party, and I kind of,
What I'm saying.
you know, get under the influence. You know, we can speak, we adults, right, Judge? Yeah. So, okay, there go Chris. But I did see a girl, too. And I was like, oh.
And what were they doing?
Well, you know, they were just standing there at first, but I seen Chris's hand. You know, he kind of like grabbed the booty a little bit, and I was like,
Come on,
And a
KJ.
kiss is what you told me, and a kiss too.
see.
Your Honor.
And what else
Your Honor, I
happened?
can really
Let
explain
me-
the
you gotta
story.
tell them.
And what else happened?
The next day, you know, our birthday's apart, we had another party, because he was with me. And I was like, you know, she out of town, we gonna party. You know, we got drinking games going on now. And he wanted to participate. I don't try to influence any decision. You know, Chris, my boy, though, I still try to look out. Maybe I don't do the best job of that sometimes.
You don't, bro.
Maybe I
You don't at all, bro.
That's cool, Chris. But, okay, then we playing spin the bottle. We playing spin the bottle. So the bottle spins. And it goes past me. I was like, dang. I wish it would have landed on me. It landed right on Chris. And Chris was for, you know, he had to kiss another woman. And
did he kiss this other woman?
Tell the truth.
KJ, tell
Did
the
he
truth
kiss the
about
other woman?
Did he kiss the other woman, right?
Okay.
True.
Was it a kiss or was it a long, passionate kiss?
It was, we're gonna go 2 seconds, 1 second and a half. You know, 1 second and a half. Cause
It should have been
It looked
no
like he maybe
second.
liked it a little
No
bit, but
second.
it was quick and
Why
it
even
was,
participate?
Your Honor, my
Okay,
thing-
hold on.
Wait.
All right. Mr. Green, did you kiss this other woman?
No, Your Honor. My thing is, KJ just came up here, and this is live, in effect. He just came up here and told a story. He just said she was crying to him, and he made up a whole thing to make her feel better. He's playing both sides about something, so how could y'all even believe this second story about a party when he didn't even come up here truthful?
Okay,
And then
Well,
he's
I haven't
supposed
made
to-
a decision about whether I believe him or not. I've turned to you and asked you, did you kiss the other
Not
woman?
at all, no, Your Honor.
Was there another woman?
No, Your Honor.
Did you all go out for your birthdays?
Yeah, we went out, yes, we did.
Did you all party for your
Yes,
birthdays?
Yes, we did.
Were there other women there?
Yes.
Yes, there was.
Did you grab one, hug them,
No,
touch them on the bottom?
not at all. I can enjoy myself by myself.
I think we have enough love.
Okay.
All right, what we got is she found a receipt for baby items that don't belong to either of their kids because they were bought in the middle, $1,400 worth of items. Then the final thing is she thinks Mr. Taylor is playing wingman, and he's like, no, I'm not doing that, but I did see him playing spin the bottle, touching a lady on the bottom at our birthday parties, and among other things.
And
so
I found thongs in
altogether,
my laundry room.
you found who?
Thongs in my laundry room after the party.
All right, so, and then, and this last piece of evidence, they were thongs that didn't belong to you, I presume, in the laundry room. And for all of those reasons, Miss Shippy thinks that Mr. Green is cheating. And she has said that if he is cheating, this lovely wedding that we got to look at is not gonna happen.
Yes.
All right, there it is.
Well, she came here to get some answers, and this court has done a full and complete investigation to get those answers. At this time, the court will call certified polygraph examiner Tommy Platt to determine, is he cheating?
All right, Mr. Platt, how are you?
Doing great, Your Honor.
Good to see you.
You asked Mr. Green, since the start of your relationship in December 2014, have you gotten another woman pregnant? What was his response to that question?
He stated no, Your Honor.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that he was being truthful.
We got some more to go.
All right. You asked Mr. Green, since the start of your relationship, have you had sexual intercourse with another woman? What was his response?
He stated no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that he was telling the truth.
No, that's right.
All right.
He needs his boy.
All right. Is the wedding back on?
The wedding is back on.
All right, Ron, we better get us back to it.
you.
You all have been married for 10 years, and I noticed from the court papers, you all are from Alaska, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's correct, Your Honor.
We know it gets pretty cold in Alaska. Whether this relationship gets colder than that depends on what happens here today. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Monigold, you've opened up this lawsuit. Tell us why.
After being with someone for 10 years, you get to know behaviors and patterns, and lately his behaviors have been very shady and very suspicious, and there's been a lot of heartache in our marriage for the last year, a lot of arguing. I feel like I'm in the same room with him and he's a million miles away, that the connection has been lost, the bond has been broken, and I miss him. I miss the affection we used to have and the romance, and I don't know where he's gone.
It must be really distressing to be in the room with someone and you might as well be in the room with this.
Right.
Okay.
Mr. Gould, what are you here to prove today?
Well, Your Honor, I'm here to show her that, I'm not cheating on her, that, I've been loyal and I want her to start trust me. There was trust and the trust has been eroded, and, I want to bring that back into the relationship so things work out between us a lot better.
So, Ms. Monigold, there was cheating in the past, and so you have concerns that he's back to his old tricks again. What are those warning signs?
Like, he will go run errands or go to the store and be gone. His time's not accounted for. He'll be gone for 3 hours and go to the store and come back with one thing. And it's usually something that he wouldn't even buy for himself. So I think he's buying it for somebody else, or his phone will be off while he's gone and I can't get a hold of him. And he just always has an excuse for these things.
Well, sometimes lines are long at the supermarket, a lot of people there.
Sometimes, but every time.
Okay,
yeah.
Once or twice you might be able to buy, but every time he's gone, just for a little shopping errand, it takes 3 hours.
Right.
And women are attuned to these things. Like, the first time it happens, you're like, hey, that took a while. And you might look at what he bought and say, when did he start using that? And then the next time it happens, you're like, okay, wait a minute. And then the third time it happens, you're like, okay, we got a problem here.
Right. So you've got a running clock going in your head every time I leave the house to go to the store? You say women are attuned to it, so it's like, and go.
No. I'm just saying that you don't know that until you realize, hey, it's something amiss here.
It's just a feeling.
But it's a feeling. We notice everything. We notice when you wear different cologne, or you're putting on cologne more often, or if you start wearing your fancy underwear, or all those things. Women notice all that.
Fancy underwear.
Well, I'm not saying you have fancy.
Ron, do you have fancy underwear?
Not really, no.
Okay, all right.
Well, like if you go from boxers to tidy whities or vice versa, or all those things we take in. If you start showering more often, even though it appears to be a good thing, but you only take a shower once a day, now you're taking 2 a day. Those are all the things that kind of get on our radar and say, now what is that?
And so, Ms. Monigold, are these the kinds of things you're seeing just like after you've been together for so long, you start to see these drastic changes?
Right. And so all of them add up to one thing. Like, one morning we went for an appointment, and after the appointment, he dropped me off at work.
Okay.
And when I come home from work that day, we go to take off our jackets to hang them up. He has no shirt on underneath his jacket.
And he took his shirt off with some other woman.
That's what I believe.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Gould, I would love to be able to advance the argument that you just got hot and you took your shirt off, but you live in Alaska. So I don't think that's going to fly very well. Why did you have your shirt off at a point in time where she thinks, oh yeah, you definitely should have had a shirt on. She saw you before with the shirt on.
Right. Well, Your Honor, I grabbed whatever, threw it on, and my jacket was right there, so I just threw it over, not thinking, and went about the day. I know, it sounds ridiculous, but, when I came back home and unzipped it, it was like, okay, I forgot, I wasn't wearing a shirt. But you get used to it. You don't notice the layers so much.
But nevertheless, you can understand why your wife is like, really? Because I'm sitting here going, really?
Right.
Okay, well, I guess you could leave your shirt off, but I'm not sure.
As long as you don't go anywhere where you've got the no shirt, no service sign, you're okay.
I guess so.
Yeah. But you don't believe him. You think it's...
I think all these things add up to another woman.
Have you found anything that makes you think that he's cheating?
Yes, when I've done laundry around the house, I found clothes that aren't mine.
Like what kind of clothes?
One occasion I found underwear that were too big to be mine. Recently, I found another pair of underwear that were too small for me. I found them at the end of the bed, and also found a pair of socks at the end of the bed. And the pair of socks I found, I saw on a woman that had been over to our house previously.
Was this woman a friend, or who was
More
this
of
woman?
an acquaintance, a friend of a friend.
So these socks you saw on another woman who had been to your house, an acquaintance, and you trying to figure out, why is this woman's socks at the end of my bed?
Absolutely, leads me to believe that the underwear were hers too.
Mr. Gould, you seem to have a problem with clothes. You don't have clothes when you're supposed to. Clothes that are not supposed to be there are showing up. I mean, I was okay with the no shirt thing, but now this is another level. Women's panties that don't belong to your wife in your house at the end of your bed. How in the world can you explain that?
One of the explanations I came up with was that, maybe she likes to use multiple dryers for one load of clothes when she washes them. And so I thought, sometimes maybe somebody forgot their underwear in. I know it sounds crazy, it sounds ridiculous, but I honestly don't have a real good explanation for it. And then another thing could be, I also told her, my ex lives down the road. This is something that could have been, she's been trying to get even with me, so maybe she planted them, I don't know. We do leave our door unlocked and whatnot. I know it sounds ridiculous, but...
But I picked up on, you said one of the excuses I gave. Like,
no, one of the excuses I came up with. That was his phrase.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't sound...
Well, one of the reasons why it was there at the time, yeah. I mean excuses, but honestly, I don't have a real good reason for it being there. I don't know why it gets
Okay, but please don't suggest to me that now we have a pair of underwear, a pair of socks, that have been planted by somebody else at two different times.
Not just by somebody else.
But his ex.
An ex.
Okay. So you're not telling us that, are you?
I don't know, Your Honor. I have no good reason for why it's there. It wasn't me. So, I mean, that's all I can say, really. Honestly, I didn't have anything to do with it.
That's what you got.
That's what I got.
Okay, I gotta ask this question, Cutler. The socks. You said you saw these same socks on an acquaintance.
Yes.
If it were me, I'd have to do a little bit more of an investigation of that woman. Have you perchance done that?
Well, I didn't really need to. Last week when I came home from work, I don't take my phone to work with me. I leave it at home.
Okay.
When I came home from work that day and opened up my phone, I can see that this woman's socks, I thought they had logged into her Facebook account on my phone. And I don't understand how that happened unless she was there that day.
So you're wondering why is
sock lady?
Why is this? Yeah, this particular woman in your house?
Right, and he knows I'm uncomfortable with her being there at all. I'm uncomfortable with her, period.
Okay, so why was sock lady at the house?
Your Honor, you know what? I have no good explanation for that either.
Okay, wait. Was she at the house?
As far as I know, no. But, I have no idea it just came in and she brought that up, and I don't know, Your Honor. I have no idea. We leave our doors unlocked, our windows open. It's hot in the summer. It could be a possibility that maybe she came into the house, and I don't know.
Okay, you know what? This is not Goldilocks just trying to find some porridge and a comfortable bed or a nice chair to sit in.
Well,
this is... You don't just walk in folks' houses and say, well, let me see. Oh, her phone. Let me go in there and let me use her phone.
Well, it kind of is like Goldilocks because you had one pair of panties that were too big, you had another pair of panties that were too small, and then you had the socks that fit just right.
Just right. Okay. I don't even have words for this.
I don't have words for it either, only because for each scenario, he's like, yeah, you got me. And, at some point, it points to one thing. Either you're not being fully forthcoming or you are by far the world's unluckiest person.
Well, they just don't make sense to me.
Me and you, we're here.
Right.
It doesn't make sense.
And not only does it not make sense, it's very hurtful to you, isn't it?
Oh, my heart aches every day. I still very much love him. I very much still have a crush on him.
Tell him how it makes you feel.
It hurts me every day. Every day we're going through it where we should be having good memories made, we're making bad ones.
Well, Mr. Cutler, this is a 10-year marriage on the line. They have been together 11 years. She feels distant and apart from him. And it's because of this evidence. She has found mystery panties, one too small, one too big, twice in their home.
Once in the foot of their bed.
One of them in the foot of the bed. She's found socks that belong to an acquaintance. And those socks were also found in the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
And when she came home from work one day, picks up her phone, she's left her phone at home for 5 hours, picks it up, and this woman, the sock lady, I've dubbed her, has used her phone to log into Facebook. And what we have is basically no response or nuh-uh from Mr. Gould.
Yeah.
And she says, if this continues, if this is true, she's done. Am I right, Ms. Monigold?
Yes.
You just can't continue to have this heartache.
Right. Every day it seems I'm crying over something or we're arguing over something. It's just been very dramatic the last year. And
you're just like, I can't
I need
put up
him to
with
come
this.
back to me or tell me he's in love with somebody else.
But what you're not going to do is stay in limbo.
Absolutely not. I can't do that.
So the
Mr.
stakes
Gould,
are high.
Are you in love with somebody else?
No, Your Honor.
Is there somebody else?
No, Your Honor, there isn't. You know, I know she doesn't believe me, but it is what it is, and you know that's how it is, and you know I'm not guilty of that. So.
And you're here to prove that today.
I'm here to prove that today.
Once and for all.
Once and for all, absolutely.
All right. This court has done a full and complete investigation. At this time, the court would like to call former military interrogator Lena Cisco to determine, is he cheating? Ms. Cisco, would you please state for the court record your credentials?
Yes, Your Honor. I am a former military interrogator certified by the Department of Defense, and shortly after 9/11, I was deployed to Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, where I interrogated members of Al-Qaeda and Taliban. And since that time, I have been training law enforcement personnel, military personnel, and government agency personnel in interviewing and interrogation techniques.
Some people have even gone to jail based on your analysis and your interrogation, correct?
That is correct.
So, can you tell us what you did to investigate this particular case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
I first had the accused write a witness statement. So I go through that and I look for any indicators of truthfulness and deception. I studied their case files. I put together an interrogation plan, and then with those two pieces of evidence, I call them, I create an interrogation plan and interrogate the accused to see if they are cheating.
So you conducted a full investigation. What were the results of your investigation?
At first, Mr. Gould's body language was very difficult to read because he was closed off during the entire interview. However, he still engaged in conversation with me. He admitted that he had cheated in the past, but he told me that for the past 2 years that he's been faithful and he hasn't cheated.
Now, Ms. Monigold has found mysterious panties around the house, mysterious socks, and she believes that may belong to a mutual friend of theirs. In your investigation, what did you find out about this mutual friend?
Mr. Gould admitted to me that he wanted to engage in a threesome with this woman. So he said that she was very young and attractive, but then he told me that he did not play with her or have sex with her.
Is there anything else you learned while you were interrogating Mr. Gould?
Mr. Gould did tell me he also feels that, and again, I'm going to quote him, for the last 2 years of being faithful, I feel like it's been for nothing because I'm still being accused of cheating.
So, at the end of your interrogation, what was your conclusion about whether Mr. Gould is cheating or not?
So my overall conclusion is that Mr. Gould has not cheated and has been faithful for the past 2 years.
Ms. Monigold, upon hearing those results, what's going through your mind right now?
I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm very happy.
You can go over there and let him know.